Okay, so as we said, obviously, these are slightly different yardage, but it's the same principle, okay? You would aim a little bit right with the lower half in the body, made it very tricky for your body to rotate. So what you would generally see, you would swing through, your hand, as we can see, they're rolled over quite a lot, and the club, to me, having that kind of flipping sort of tendency there with the club face, say, facing down the ground. You're taking loft off the golf club, you're taking the spin off it, it's going to be a lot sort of hookier, flatter flight, which for a standard shot's not what we're looking for, yeah? Certain shots we want to play low and running, fair enough, but for the general pitch, especially with the bunker in the way, you want to be using a bit more of the loft of the club and controlling the speed of the swing with the torso and the body. So the body now is in a much better position, your arms are really nicely hanging down from the shoulders from the last few sessions, that's great. As you go back, as you now bring the club from up here, it's all a continuation of the torso, as you can see, rotating. Good strike of the ball and then rotating. Look at the difference in that club face compared to that club face. Yeah. It's literally chalk and cheese. I mean, that's probably almost over 90 degrees difference in terms of face rotation. So the fact your club is shut down that much means you're taking a lot less spin on the ball. It's going to land a lot flatter and release out. And again, when you're playing these shots when it's slightly longer, I mean, your body's starting to rotate through, the hips are starting to come round. When you finish this swing now, much more control of the golf ball, nicely on the green. Whether you're playing a 50-yard shot, a 20-yard shot, a 60, 70-yard shot, anything that's not full, we just lift our arms up less or more, depending on how far it wants to go. What we don't do is shorten the body movement, okay? Now, it's difficult to sort of see there with obviously your black clothing on them, but your body, your hips lower half sort of pointing out that direction more. The foot's not really come to at all. Your knees haven't really moved, and all that's happened is your hands are just flipped and rolled. And that's the problem. Now, to say, don't flip it, well, if you're stopping your body, you don't flip it, you send it about 50 yards right. So we are going to change that setup, as we said, with the feet being slightly more open to target. Take your lead foot, just bring him back. That just opens up your left hip and just helps that hip turn happen a little bit easier, because this shot hasn't got as much speed, yeah? The momentum that you get with your long game, you're able to rotate.
Getting through into...
Yeah, well, you said before, follow through is one of the things that you don't... Yeah.
But it's the push out to the right, and
exactly.
Don't follow through.
Exactly. And then the fix of the block out to the right is, okay, I'll roll my hands over. Yeah, exactly. Which you're good enough to do, say, 6, 7 times out of 10. The problem is, when it's not quite there, how good are those 3 or 4 out of 10 that aren't good enough, yeah? Are they... or are they like, oh my God, reload or whatever. So getting the body... I think the biggest thing with the wedges as well, trusting that when you put that club on the ground, it may look to you wide open. The club might feel it's pointing way over here, but in reality, as we can see on this clip here now, that golf club is dead straight to target. And these are some of the shots we were playing with what felt to you an open club face. Yeah. Club face is nowhere near open. And even if it was, all that would really do on these shots is hit the ball a little bit higher. You can't slice a pitch or a chip. You can put height on it, and it can put... Well, you can shank spin it left to right, but no one can actually slice it left to right. Okay. It's potential to hook it, because the face can be sort of... There's more loft. But you... I mean, if I said you're trying to slice it, I mean, you can still put... There'll be thousands and thousands of spin left to right, but the ball will just sort of go... It's not there for long enough, is it? No. So, that's why the memorable shot that Bubba hit at Augusta, where he hooked it round the trees with his 52 degree, a right-handed golfer couldn't do that. Because you can't open the face with 52 and get that much left to right shape in the air. The spin you could have produced, but the ball wouldn't move in the air as much, because hook spin with the wedge is always going to be more on the fade and stuff. So you can't really have it too open to a point, and obviously you could do, but in reality, having the club face more open to target is going to give you that kind of control, give you the spin, and it encourages you more to turn that body through. So when you turn through, as much as that face felt wide open, it's just gone higher. And then when you saw going over the wall there, Hugh, playing those higher shots, you didn't have to play a sort of fancy or lay the club flat on the ground, full wrist hinge like a Mickelson lob shot. You could just stand there and just go, okay, I'll just turn my torso, and lo and behold, the ball popped up in the air nicely. So, that is okay, mate. Yeah.